Tonight, I'm sure thankful to be saved. And I was thinking about here as I was getting ready to sing here tonight. There's a lot of things that's worth a lot in life, and your family, my family's worth a lot. I reckon if I had to lose anything in life, it would probably hurt the most. It'd be something in your family, something that touch your family. But I'll tell you the most valuable thing I reckon I have in life, and it's easy to lose sight of a lot of the good things you have in life. But there's one thing that really makes a man miserable, and that's if he doesn't have peace in his soul. I remember the night that I became a Christian. I was 14 years old, and I mentioned this fact one time before. I went to church 3 nights in a row at revival, and I thought, I knew I was lost. I raised my hand out to say each night, but every night I went home, I begged the Lord each night as I went home lost, knowing I was lost, and I was going to go to hell if I died before I become a Christian. I would go home, and I was scared that something would happen to me before the next night of that revival getting back. And that third night, I wrestled with it there in the pew, and I stood there with pride and considering the friends I had there, from the public school that I went to. And I'll never forget, I stepped out, and I went to the altar, and God gloriously saved my soul. I lived in Jefferson, South Carolina, and when my sister, me and my 2 younger brothers, David and Daniel, we shared a bedroom growing up. Mom and Daddy, essentially it was a 3-bedroom house there. Now there's 4 in there, but essentially it was a 3-bedroom house, and we had just a moderate-sized family. And me and my 2 younger brothers, we all slept in one bed. We had a double bed. When my sister got old enough to move out and move away, then I was the oldest, so I kind of inherited her room. So I got that bedroom, and the bed that was in that room, Brother Randy, was the bed that my grandma Jordan owned that lived in the house before we bought that house. And it was the old-timey type bed where on the head post of the bed, there was a metal rod that went up, and it had a long, real long skinny bulb in it and a chain. And it was for reading. You know, years ago people didn't have remote controls. They had books and they had Bibles, and they'd read before they go to bed. And that lamp still worked on that bed. And I'll never forget it. If I forget everything about my salvation experience, I'll never forget this fact right here. It's just a small detail. I remember that night, Brother Lee, when I went home. For the first time in my life, I laid my head on that pillow, and I'll never forget it. If I lived to be 100, I remember reaching up and pulling that chain on my life.
Amen.
When you pull those chains, those lights, you know, it makes a little chink sound. I remember that light when it went chink. I remember I pillowed my head for the first time in my life, knowing without a shadow of a doubt, I was saved. And I had the peace of God in my soul.
Good.
And of all the things in life, you know, that we do lose, and sometimes that we don't realize we have, the peace of salvation is the greatest thing we ever have. And I remember tonight, just like it was yesterday, and that's been about 24 years ago now, but I remember just like it was last night, pulling that chain, hearing that cheek, and pillowing my head. I remember feeling like all is well, all is well.